They thought I was an easy target, quiet, broken, alone. What they didn't know? I had been documenting everything. Every insult, every lie, every single move they made to steal my life. And the night I found the hidden document in my stepmother's drawer, that's when I realized this wasn't just cruelty. This was a plan to erase me completely. My name is Emily Carter, and for most of my life, I believed family meant safety. I was wrong, dead wrong. After my mom passed away, everything in my world collapsed. My dad tried to stay strong for me, but grief changes people. It makes them vulnerable. And that's exactly when she walked in. Victoria Hale. Elegant, charming, fake. The kind of woman who smiles while calculating your downfall. At first, I thought she was trying to help. She cooked, she cleaned, she comforted my dad. Within a year, she married him. And that's when the real nightmare began. It didn't happen overnight. No, Victoria was too smart for that. At first, it was small things, subtle, almost invisible. She'd accidentally forget to make dinner for me. She'd move my things and pretend I lost them. She'd whisper things to my dad when she thought I wasn't listening. She's becoming difficult. She's not the same anymore. I'm worried about her behavior. Slow poison, drip by drip. And my dad, he started believing her. Then came the twins, my stepsisters, Chloe and Madison. Same smile as their mother, same cold eyes. At first, they pretended to be nice, but it didn't take long before the masks slipped. They'd go through my room, take my clothes, break my things, and if I said anything, they'd laugh. Or worse, they'd twist the story. Emily pushed me. She's jealous of us. She's unstable. And somehow, I was always the one getting blamed. But the worst part? My dad never questioned it. Not once. It was like I was slowly disappearing from his life while they took my place. Family dinners without me, vacations I wasn't invited to, decisions made without even telling me. I became a ghost in my own home. Then one night, everything changed. I came home earlier than usual. The house was quiet, too quiet. I walked past my dad's office and heard voices. Victoria's voice. Sharp, cold, different. We need to finalize it soon. I froze. Another voice followed. A man. But the daughter, Emily, she still has a legal claim. My heart stopped. Legal claim? What were they talking about? Victoria laughed. A low, chilling sound. Not for long. I felt something drop in my stomach. Hard, heavy, wrong. I stepped closer, carefully, silently. Once the paperwork is transferred, everything goes to me. The house, the land, the accounts, everything her mother left behind. My hands started shaking. Everything my mom left? That was mine. It was supposed to be mine. And the girl? The man asked. There was a pause, a long one. Then Victoria said something I'll never forget. By the time she realizes what's happening, it'll already be too late. I couldn't breathe. My chest tightened. This wasn't just manipulation anymore. This was theft. Planned, calculated, cold. And suddenly, it all made sense. The isolation, the lies, the way they turned my dad against me. They weren't just trying to push me out, they were trying to erase me. I backed away slowly, my mind racing, my heart pounding so loud I thought they'd hear it. I ran to my room and locked the door. My hands were trembling as I grabbed my phone. I didn't know what to do, who to trust. But one thing was clear. I wasn't safe in my own home. That night, I didn't sleep. I stared at the ceiling, replaying every moment, every warning sign I ignored. Every time I stayed silent. No more. If they thought I was weak, if they thought I'd just sit back and let them take everything, they were about to make the biggest mistake of their lives. The next morning, I did something they never expected. I smiled. I played along. I acted like nothing had changed, like I didn't know their secret, like I was still the quiet, broken girl they could control. But inside, I was planning, watching, waiting. Because now, this wasn't just survival anymore. This was war, and I was done being the victim. But I wasn't ready for what I would find later that week. Something hidden, something illegal, something that would destroy all of them. And when I saw it, I realized this wasn't just about my inheritance. It was bigger, much bigger. If this happened to you, what would you do? Would you fight back or walk away? Comment justice if you think they deserve what's coming, because trust me, what I did next, they never saw it coming, and neither will you. They thought I'd stay quiet. They thought I'd break. But what they didn't know, I had already started digging, and what I found inside that locked drawer wasn't just proof, it was their downfall. The next few days, I played the role perfectly. Quiet, obedient, invisible. Exactly how they liked me. I sat at the dinner table nodding at Victoria's fake concern. I ignored Chloe's smirks. I pretended not to notice Madison whispering while staring directly at me. Inside, I was watching everything. Every move, every word, every slip. Because now I knew this wasn't random. This was strategy. I started small. I memorized routines. Victoria left the house every Tuesday morning around 10 a.m. The twins usually followed an hour later. My dad? He was at work all day. That gave me a window, a small one, but enough. That Tuesday, I made my move. The moment the front door shut, I waited. 5 minutes, 10, 15. Silence. Perfect. My heart was pounding as I walked toward Victoria's room. I'd never gone in there before, not once. It felt forbidden, like stepping into enemy territory. But I didn't stop, not this time. The door creaked slightly as I pushed it open. Everything inside was pristine, too perfect. Bed untouched, perfume bottles aligned, not a single thing out of place. Control. That's what it screamed. Victoria controlled everything. But not today. I went straight to the dresser. Third drawer. That's where I heard the papers that night. I pulled it open. Clothes. Neatly folded. Nothing unusual. My stomach dropped. Was I wrong? Had she moved it? I almost gave up. Almost. But then, something caught my eye. The back panel of the drawer. It looked off, slightly raised. My fingers brushed against it, and that's when I felt it. A gap. My pulse skyrocketed. No way. I pressed gently. Click. The panel shifted. A hidden compartment. My hands were shaking as I slid it open. Inside, a stack of documents, a USB drive, and a small black notebook. I grabbed everything. Fast. Urgent. Like the truth might disappear if I hesitated. I spread the papers across the bed. And that's when my world tilted. Property transfer forms. My name. Crossed out. Replaced with hers. Victoria Hale. No. No, no, no. I flipped through more pages. Forged signatures. Legal drafts. Letters to attorneys. They were rewriting everything. My mom's house. Her savings. Even the land she bought before I was born. All of it being stolen. But that wasn't the worst part. Not even close. I opened the black notebook. At first, it looked like a journal. Dates, notes, lists. But as I read, my blood ran cold. She's becoming easier to isolate. Father almost completely convinced. Next step, remove financial control. Remove financial control? What did that even mean? I kept reading, faster now, desperate. If necessary, we proceed with the instability angle. Medical documentation will be key. My hands froze. Medical documentation? I flipped the page. Dr. Harris agrees. With enough evidence, we can have her evaluated. Once declared unstable, legal guardianship transfers automatically. I couldn't breathe. They weren't just trying to steal my inheritance. They were trying to declare me mentally unfit. My chest tightened. My vision blurred. This wasn't just betrayal anymore. This was destruction. They were planning to take my identity, my voice, my freedom. And my dad? He had no idea. Or worse, he believed them. I grabbed the USB drive, plugged it into my laptop. It loaded instantly. Folders, dozens of them. Videos, audio recordings, scanned documents. I clicked one. Audio. Victoria's voice. Clear. Cold. Once she's declared unstable, everything becomes much easier. Another voice. A man. And the father? He'll sign anything I put in front of him. My heart shattered. That was it. That was the exact second I realized they weren't just ruining my life, they were building a case to legally erase me. But then, I found something worse, something I wasn't ready for. A video file, dated 2 weeks ago. I clicked it. The screen flickered, and then my dad appeared, sitting in his office, looking tired, broken. Victoria sat across from him, holding papers, talking softly, manipulating. I'm just worried about Emily. She's been acting so unstable. My dad rubbed his face. I know, I just don't know what to do anymore. My heart cracked. He sounded defeated, lost. Victoria leaned closer. This might be the safest option for everyone. She slid the papers toward him, and then he signed them. I felt like the ground disappeared beneath me. My dad signed something? Something important. Something dangerous. I fast-forwarded, my hands trembling. Temporary guardianship, mental health evaluation, asset protection. No, 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 no. This was real. This wasn't a plan anymore. It had already started. I slammed the laptop shut. My breathing was uneven, my mind racing. I wasn't just running out of time. I was already behind. And that's when I heard something. A sound. Downstairs. The front door. Opening. My heart stopped. They weren't supposed to be back yet. Footsteps. Voices. Closer. I grabbed everything. Papers, USB, notebook. Stuffed them into my bag. Footsteps on the stairs. Fast. Too fast. I looked around. No time to fix the drawer. No time to hide. The bedroom door handle started to turn. And in that moment, I realized if they caught me in here, everything would fall apart. And I wasn't ready for that, not yet. Because what I had just found, it wasn't enough. Not yet. I needed more. More proof. More leverage. Something that would destroy them completely. But first, I had to get out of that room without getting caught. And trust me, what happened next? I wasn't ready for it. If you were in my place, would you run or confront them? Comment fight or escape right now, because the next move I made changed everything. The door handle started turning, and in that moment, I knew one thing. If they caught me in there, it was over. No explanations, no second chances. Just over. My heart was slamming against my chest so hard I thought it would give me away. I looked around, desperate. No time to fix the drawer, no time to hide the evidence properly. Just one option: move. I slid behind the bathroom door inside Victoria's room, barely shut it, barely breathed. The bedroom door creaked open. Footsteps, slow, measured, dangerous. "Hello?" Victoria's voice, sharp, suspicious. Too early, way too early. I pressed my hand over my mouth, trying to control my breathing. Don't move, don't make a sound. Her heels clicked against the floor. Closer, closer. Then, silence. A long, heavy silence. I heard the soft slide of the drawer opening. My stomach dropped. She was checking it. A pause, then a faint click. The hidden compartment. My fingers dug into my palm. She knows. She knows. She knows. But then, nothing. No shouting, no panic, just another pause. Then the drawer closed. "Must have imagined it," she muttered under her breath. I froze. Imagined? No way. She didn't notice? My brain struggled to catch up. How? I didn't fix the panel. I didn't put anything back properly. Unless she hadn't checked carefully. Or she was distracted. And that's when I heard another voice. Chloe. "Mom, did you get it?" "Get what?" Victoria's tone shifted instantly. Calm, controlled. Yes, everything is moving faster than expected. I leaned slightly closer to the bathroom door, every instinct screaming at me to listen. Madison's voice joined in. What about her? A pause. Then Victoria said something that made my blood run cold. "She won't be a problem much longer." My chest tightened. Every muscle in my body locked. "What do you mean?" Chloe asked. Victoria sighed. Like this was all just routine. The evaluation is already in motion. Once it's done, we push for full control. Madison laughed. Actually laughed. She won't even see it coming. I bit down on my lips so hard I tasted blood. They were talking about me, like I wasn't even human, like I was just an obstacle. "But what if she fights it?" Chloe asked. Victoria didn't hesitate. She won't. Confidence. Cold, terrifying confidence. She has no one, no proof, and soon, no credibility. My hands started shaking again. No proof. Oh, I had proof now, but they didn't know that. Not yet. And that was my advantage. Then came the line that changed everything. Victoria lowered her voice, barely above a whisper. "And if things don't go as planned," a pause, a dangerous one, "we have other options." Silence, heavy, suffocating. "What kind of options?" Madison asked. Another pause, longer this time. Then, "The kind that make problems disappear." My heart stopped. Disappear? What did that mean? My mind raced through possibilities. None of them good. None of them safe. This wasn't just illegal manipulation anymore. This was something darker. Something I wasn't prepared for. And suddenly, this wasn't just about protecting my inheritance. This was about survival. Footsteps moved again, away from the dresser, toward the door. "Let's go," Victoria said. "We don't want to raise suspicion." The door closed. Silence. I stayed frozen. 1 minute, 2, 5. Only when I was absolutely sure they were gone, I moved. Slowly, carefully, I stepped out of the bathroom. My legs felt weak, my head spinning, but my mind sharp, focused, alive. They had just made a mistake, a big one. They underestimated me. They thought I was alone, powerless, broken. They were wrong, because now I had evidence, real evidence, not just documents, not just recordings, intent, plans, threats, enough to destroy them. But there was a problem, a big one. If I went to the police right now, would they believe me? Or would Victoria's unstable narrative already be working? What if they flipped it on me? What if they used the evaluation against me? I couldn't risk it, not yet. I needed something stronger, something undeniable, something that would expose everything in one move. And that's when I remembered something. The notebook. I pulled it out again, flipped through the pages, faster this time, more focused. Dates, plans, contacts, and then a name, repeated over and over. D. Lawson. Next to it, addresses, meeting times, payments. My heart skipped. Who was D. Lawson, and why were they involved in everything? I grabbed my phone, searched the name, and what I found made everything 10 times worse. Because D. Lawson wasn't just some lawyer. He had a history, a bad one. Fraud, forgery, disbarred. And somehow Victoria was working with him, illegally, which meant everything they were doing wasn't just unethical, it was criminal. And that was exactly what I needed. But exposing them wouldn't be easy, because now I wasn't just dealing with a manipulative stepmother, I was dealing with someone willing to break the law, and possibly worse. And I had a feeling they weren't done yet, not even close. They thought I'd panic, run, make a mistake, but instead, I did the one thing they never expected. I went deeper. That night, I couldn't sleep. Every word Victoria said kept replaying in my head. Other options. Make problems disappear. That wasn't just a threat. That was a warning. And I knew time was running out. But fear, it does one of two things. It breaks you or it sharpens you. And me? I was done being afraid. The next morning, I made a decision. I wasn't going to the police. Not yet. I needed more. Something airtight. Something they couldn't twist. So I built a plan. Step by step. Careful. Precise. Dangerous. First, I backed up everything. The USB files, the recordings, the documents. 3 copies. 1 hidden in my room, 1 uploaded to a private cloud account, and 1 sent to an email address they didn't know existed. Insurance. If anything happened to me, everything would be exposed. Second, I started tracking them. Not physically, digitally. I rechecked the notebook. D. Lawson. Meetings. Locations. 1 address kept showing up, over and over. A small office building downtown. That was my next move. I skipped school that day, told no one, took a rideshare, and headed straight there. The building looked normal, too normal. Old brick, quiet street, no sign outside, but inside, that's where things got interesting. I walked in like I belonged there, head high, confident. There was a receptionist. She barely looked at me. Appointment? I didn't hesitate. Mr. Lawson, he's expecting me. A lie, a bold one. She paused, typed something, then nodded. 2nd floor. My heart started racing again, but I didn't stop. Each step up those stairs felt heavier than the last, like I was walking into something I couldn't walk out of. 2nd floor. Dim lighting. Quiet. Too quiet. I followed the hallway, room numbers, closed doors, until Lawson and Associates. That was it. I stood there for a second. Just one. Took a breath, then knocked. Come in. I opened the door, and the moment I stepped inside, I knew I had made a mistake. The man sitting behind the desk looked up, mid-50s, sharp eyes, the kind that sees through people. D. Lawson. And the second he saw me, his expression changed. Not confused, not surprised. Alert. You're not supposed to be here, he said slowly. My heart dropped. He knew. How do you know who I am? I asked, trying to stay calm. A small smile formed on his face, cold. Because, he said, leaning back in his chair, you look exactly like your mother. Everything inside me froze. He knew my mom? That wasn't part of the plan. That wasn't supposed to happen. You should leave, he added. But you won't. He was right. I didn't move. Instead, I stepped closer. I know what you're doing, I said. Silence. Then, he laughed. Actually laughed. You have no idea what you've walked into. My pulse spiked. Try me. His eyes narrowed slightly. Then he leaned forward. Let me give you some advice, he said quietly. Walk away. Right now. Forget everything you think you know. Or what? I shot back. That's when his tone changed. Or you'll find out just how dangerous your stepmother really is. A chill ran down my spine. I already know, I said. He shook his head slowly. No, he said. You don't. And then he reached into a drawer. My body tensed instantly. But what he pulled out wasn't a weapon. It was a file. He slid it across the desk, toward me. Go ahead, take a look. Every instinct told me not to, but I did it anyway. I opened the file, and the moment I saw what was inside, my entire world flipped. Photos, documents, records, my mom's name, over and over. But not just like I remembered. These weren't just normal records. These were investigations, legal disputes, financial reports, and at the top of one page, a title that made my stomach drop. Fraud inquiry pending. No, that wasn't possible. My mom? Fraud? That's not real, I whispered. Lawson watched me carefully. It's very real. My hands started shaking again. You're lying. Am I? He said calmly. I flipped through more pages, faster now, desperate. Transactions, hidden accounts, unreported assets. None of this made sense. My mom would never— Your mother, he cut in sharply, wasn't who you think she was. Silence. Heavy. Crushing. Everything I believed, everything I held on to after she died, was cracking. No, I said again, weaker this time. Lawson leaned back, studying me. Victoria didn't create this situation. She's finishing it. My heart pounded. What does that mean? He didn't answer right away. Instead, he said something that hit even harder. You're not just fighting your stepmother. A pause. A long, dangerous pause. A past you don't even understand. My head spun. Nothing made sense anymore. Was my mom really involved in something illegal? Was Victoria telling the truth? Or was this just another manipulation? I didn't know what to believe. And that's when I realized this wasn't just a trap. It was a setup. They wanted me here. They wanted me to see this, to confuse me, to break me, to make me doubt everything. And for a second, it almost worked. But then, I noticed something. A detail. Small. Easy to miss. The dates on the documents. They didn't match. Some of them were from after my mom died. My eyes widened. This file was fake, or at least tampered with. I looked up at Lawson, slowly, carefully, and in that moment, he realized I wasn't the one walking into their trap anymore. They were walking into mine. If you just found out something like this about your own parent, would you believe it or question everything? Comment believe or doubt, because what I did next turned the entire game around.